Hey everybody, this is Beelit, and I've got some Generations information for you guys. Now, I did not want to do videos on rumored content or things that the development team had said. I wanted to do videos on information that I could see from gameplay videos. But this particular set of information was very, very relevant to my latest video, and the time frame that this was released in was pretty close, so I felt like I needed to give this information out. Um, I'm getting this information from sanisland.com. If you haven't checked out the website, you definitely should, because it has a lot of information on generations, and they seem to be very current on the news. So definitely check out Sand Island. They not only do Naruto content, but they also have Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Bleach, probably more. I just discovered the site. If I had seen it earlier, it would have helped so much with the discussion videos. But onto the information. This was released in a blog post, and of course, I'm assuming that it was done in Japanese because it was done from the development team lead of CyberConnect 2. So I'm assuming that this was done in Japanese, so we're going off of translations here. So there may be some things that kind of fall through, but we'll see. Now, the first enhancement is that the respawn location for the substitution jutsu has become farther than previous Storm games. Now, I'm really liking that. That's a great thing, because before, when you subbed, you were pretty close to your opponent, and so if you decided to do a counter, you would have just about every counter in the book. You could do a jutsu, you could do a throw, you could do your melee, you could do an ultimate if you had a character with a fast ultimate. They introduced cancels, but the cancels, they're not going to be foolproof, especially when you factor in things like lag and the speed of ultimates, and it's just not, and of course the distance from your opponent. It's not, the cancels weren't going to fix everything, and I think that changing the location of the substitution spawn is probably going to be a big factor in fixing the problems. So I'm really glad to hear about that. It says here, with this adjustment, you, in quotes, or not quotes, in parentheses, as an attacker, will have some time to deal with the opponent's return attack. This is a modest change, and the time is really short, but high-level players could gain more options after the substitution is performed. That's all that we need. We don't need some dramatic change. We need something that provides the opportunity, but we don't need our hands to be held. You know, we're not babies. We can figure this stuff out. We just need the opportunities to do these things. So I think that that's a really good thing. That's my opinion. Feel free to leave your opinion. Now, the second enhancement says a vulnerable moment after releasing Chakra Shuriken. Under this, it says CC2, CyberConnect 2, received a lot of negative feedbacks for Chakra Shuriken spamming, and it said feedbacks. So we made some tweaks here. CC2's focus is not to make a Shuriken useless, so you can still experience a Shuriken battle feeling. In Generations, you will not be able to keep shooting Chakra Shuriken as fast as Storm 2. So I'm thinking that that last sentence is the important part here. I don't think the vulnerable moment after releasing Chakra Shuriken is accurate, because there's always been a kind of vulnerable moment. Maybe not. I don't know. But it says that the last sentence, I think, is the most important. In Generations, you will not be able to keep shooting Chakra Shuriken as fast as Storm 2. So what that means is you're not going to be able to spam as easily. I don't think anyone would be opposed to that. Chakra Shuriken could be very pesky in Storm 2, especially if someone went double balance. You know, you would see Sasori, Shikamaru, um, and you would see them with well, Sasori with double balance was just insanity. Um, and a lot of other characters with double balance would just stop you from being able to do anything. Um, so at least slowing down the time, or at least slowing down how rapidly you can use chakra shuriken, chakra projectiles, at least that is a step in the right direction. Hopefully, there will be more focus on all the aspects of chakra projectiles, but at least this is something. So I wouldn't turn down this kind of change. I think this is good. Now, the third enhancement is the wait time to activate ultimate team jutsus now takes longer and can be cancelled out with attacks easily. It says under that, in Storm 2, sometimes team ultimates seemed invincible, especially when used as a counterattack to the opponent's attack. With this enhancement, you can now cancel the opponent's team ultimate by attacking them quick enough. So what I believe this means is that there is a vulnerable period at the beginning of a team ultimate. Of course, that's good. Um, but I wonder how big it's gonna be. If it's not, if it's like one of those half second things, it's still going to have uses, and it's going to stop people from just kind of waiting close to you, waiting for you to do something, and then nail you with a team ultimate. It's going to prevent that, but I'm not quite sure if you're going to be able to react to a team ultimate. I kind of doubt that you're going to have that much of a grace period, but at least some nerf is good. I'm definitely not against that. I think that that's good overall. Do something to it, you know? So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Now, the next enhancement is that you can now cancel ongoing combos and jump. We had kind of gotten a taste of that. We have seen dashing cancels and stuff like that. But it says, in other words, you can cancel your ground combo and switch to an aerial combo. Also, you can jump and avoid the opponent's counterattack when your combo is guarded. So I'm guessing that means that there's going to be a jump cancel. That's pretty cool. I think that will open up some good possibilities. We saw dash, what looked to be dash cancels. It might just be faster dashes. I don't know. But we saw some things like that earlier on. It looks like this may open up for more variety, because jumping itself provides you with many different options. Of course, you could go for the aerial combo, but you could also jump away if your opponent was guarding your attacks, waiting to counter you. So this cancel has offensive capabilities and defensive capabilities, and I think that's really good. And I'm really interested by this, actually. I'd like to see this in action, because I think that this might actually be extremely useful. So I'm really looking forward to that. The next enhancement is players can now cancel ongoing combos and immediately start a ninja move. Now, we'd kind of seen this before. It says, if your opponent performs a substitution and uses a jutsu to counterattack your combo, now you can perform a ninja move and possibly get the opponent's back. With this, you can take advantage of the opponent. We've seen this already. I don't I don't know why they said that this. Well, they didn't. I don't know if they actually said this was new. But yeah, we've already kind of seen this in action. However, we haven't seen. Maybe they've made it faster. Maybe they've given it more of a slide. Who knows? But yeah, this isn't particularly new to have a ninja move cancel. But maybe they've done something extra to it. I don't know. What I said before in my second discussion video was that I thought that the ninja move cancel would be the worst cancel. Now, that does not mean that I thought it was going to be bad by any means. I just thought that it was going to be the less or least practical cancel, just because not all characters are the same. Some characters have fast ultimates. Think of Shikamaru or Hinata, who could easily get an ultimate off of a chakra dash. Those are fast ultimates. And if you didn't react perfectly, you were going to get hit. You factor in lag, you factor in your combo, you factor in reaction time. Things vary. And to think that, one thing is going to fix everything is not entirely correct, because there are other factors in there. So I was kind of worried about the ninja move, but if we go back to that first enhancement, the placement of your respawn when you substitute, that may make the ninja move viable. We'll still have to see. It may still not be the one-stop shop. It may not be the cure-all, but it may have a little bit more use now. And remember, the things that I say are not always proven. A lot of the things that I say are me taking things that I know and trying to apply them, but they can't all be confirmed. So if I say that something is confirmed, then you can rest assured that I have some kind of proof for it. But if I don't say it's confirmed, don't take it as it's being confirmed. So on to the last enhancement. And I think that this one is the most important one, in my opinion. The last enhancement is you can now press the substitution jutsu button slightly prior / after hit. So they give an example. They say, if the L2 button is pressed before or the moment your opponent's attack hits, you will perform a substitution jutsu and dodge the attack without taking any damage at the cost of depleting a part of the substitution bar. Example 2. If the L2 button is pressed after your opponent's attack hits, you will perform a substitution jutsu and dodge the attack, but with the damage and at the cost, they got it twice, at the cost of depleting a part of the substitution bar. With this, you can perform substitution jutsus in unexpected timing so that the players can enjoy more strategic gameplay. I think that that's pretty cool, and there are a bunch of things about this that I'd like to talk about. I would like to know how generous the timing is, because it kind of seems like they're being generous with the substitution, and if they... I'm not saying that it's going to be just press it at any time that you want and you're going to sub, but it seems like that substitution time is going to be a little bit more forgiving, and what that means is that people are going to be on a more level playing field. So before, just with the introduction of the L2 button, it felt like things were going to be evened out a little bit. People who were good with substitutions were still going to be good with substitutions, and they were still going to have an advantage over people who weren't, but it was a little bit more even. But now it seems if this timing is particularly forgiving, then everyone may really be on a level playing field, because it won't matter how fast you press L2, it'll just matter when you press it. And it's not going to be reliant on timing. However, that's if it's extremely forgiving. It may just be a little bit more forgiving, but I think that this is actually good. I think that this is something that really will change things for the better. We're not going to have to rely on timing anymore. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. We may not have to rely on timing anymore. Chances are we're still going to have some kind of timing in there, so there still may be a little bit of spam, but hopefully this really does make the gameplay more strategic, and thinking about it for a little bit, I think that it will work out the way it's intended. Just this is going to keep people on their toes, and no one's going to be able to, get complacent until, the opponent's substitution bar is completely gone. Um, and I think that this is going to make players think a little bit more. They're going to think ahead. If he subs, right before my final hit, I'm going to be a little bit open. I need to be aware. I need to be on my toes. They could sub at any moment. Um, but with this, with the possibility of it being more forgiving, there's also a part of me that is wondering, well, are they going to change the sub bar as well? Since it's not going to rely as heavily on timing as it did before, are they going to make some kind of change to the sub bar to reflect how much freedom you have in pressing and making the substitution? Um, I have confidence that they've balanced, or that they are still balancing, and that they are paying attention to these things. But the question still comes up, so I still share it with you guys. Um, but overall, with all of this information, I'm looking more optimistic with Generations. So I think that this is good. It seems like they're listening to what people wanted. Um, they're looking at the substitution jutsu, which was, in my opinion, one of the worst parts of Storm 2. Um, it was just so exploitable that it really just ruined everything for the players, and they really are trying to do their best with this. And in theory, all of this stuff works. Like in my head, I could see what they're going for, and I think that it will actually be beneficial. It all comes down to how people decide to play. So the only thing that I'm still thinking about, the only thing that I still have a real serious question about, is turtling. What are they going to do to prevent people from just guarding? That was one of the most frustrating things in Storm 2. And it was made worse because of the substitution mechanic, and this substitution mechanic is definitely going to help alleviate turtling, but you still have to deal with the jump guarding. And so I think that is going to be the thing to look out for. I think that's like the probably the only thing that they have yet to really talk about, and that's what I'm looking for. Personally, that's what I'm looking to see. I want to see what's being done about turtling. Everything else I'm really happy about. They've answered just about every question that people had about the game. Just about every complaint has been addressed, except for turtling. And who knows? Maybe my throw theory will be correct, and then I can rub it in everyone's face. Ha! Probably won't be, but I can dream, right? So I hope you enjoyed the information. If you found it useful, leave a like, or you can favorite it. If you'd like to come back to it and see how wrong I was when the game actually comes out, it may be fun. And if you would like to keep up with videos that I post, you can always hit the subscribe button. If you would like to share this video, feel free to. You can also share this video just by merely liking it or favoriting it. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.